Oh, hello, women's kiteboarding community. Welcome to our impromptu Facebook Live. Today, all about women and work. And I am so delighted to have two beautiful women with me. So let's go ahead and introduce ourselves, and then we're going to jump right in so that we can get through today's content all about women and the work of women in kiteboarding. So I'm Laurel Eastman. I'm a founding board member of our nonprofit organization and the current co-chair of the Women's Kiteboarding Collective.
I'm Megan O'Leary. I'm owner of Exotikite Kiteboarding.
And may I also say, one of the best, big-time, huge, amazing women's kiteboarding ambassadors from the KB for Girls Foundation, running the chapter here in Baja, yes, and the organizer of the event that we're going to talk to you about as well. So,
I'm like waving off this is reversed. So I'm Sara Close. I'm the owner of Hello Soul, and I'm also here in Baja. I'm a former board member of the Women's Kiteboarding Collective, and Megan got me into kiting. So this is a whole little collective here.
Yay! Well, we're really excited to be with you on Valentine's Day today with a lot of love for our community. And we just wanted to say a really special message for all of the women who are listening to this broadcast, whether it be today or who are joining us live. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to call upon my yogi guru, Megan, to just talk a little bit about one love that's really, really important for all of us, which is self-love. Kirsty, we love you.
Self-love is not easy for many, many of us, and especially women. I think that we find it super easy to give ourselves to our family, to our friends, to our work, to our community, but neglect ourselves in the end. So I think even though Valentine's Day may have lost its meaning a little bit in the consumerism of it all, it's still a reminder, a subtle reminder to just embrace and celebrate love, and primarily starting with ourselves. So maybe today, look in the mirror, look yourself in the eye, and just say, I love you, and I love you for who you are, everything that you bring, and see how that lands with you. Easy practice that we can try every single day.
Oh my gosh, that sounds awesome.
We say it's easy.
Yeah, exactly. We say it's easy. It's like kiteboarding. It's pretty easy.
It takes practice.
It takes practice. Well, so with that, we're going to kick it off and get into this Facebook Live in honor of Work Day Wednesday. And so one of the main work that we've traditionally done here at our nonprofit, the Women's Kiteboarding Collective, have been women-only kiteboarding skills-based retreats. And actually, Megan and I have worked on one of these for the last 2 years. Sara joined us last year on a wave riding camp. And so we really wanted to, we're gonna do it again this year. That's a little bit the royal me. I'm stepping back from coaching on this year so that I can focus more on the quality work that I have to talk to you ladies about at the end of this Facebook Live. Now, that being said, you are in good hands with Megan and her incredible team of coaches. So, and she's continuing to support the Women's Kiteboarding Collective nonprofit with a portion of the proceeds. So, women's only kiteboarding retreats. They're special. You should do it. Megan, tell us more.
Women's kiteboarding retreats and women-focused events in general are really special, and they're really special because I feel like they have a natural cohesiveness. Women tend to fall together very easily generally, and especially like-minded, and I think a lot of us find in the kiteboarding community that we are like-minded. And once we fall together in our like-minded tribe or group, I feel naturally tend to pick each other up, give each other support. So this is a great foundation or basis for a camp, and certainly one with waves where we may be pushing our limits, we may be stepping outside of where we're comfortable. When we have this natural tribe or community that's going to hold us up and support us, it only makes us more successful and gives us more chance to succeed and walk away feeling like we've taken care of ourselves and we've done something. And I think that going back to self-love, when we give all of this love out, going to a retreat and really focusing the love in and expanding our horizons and expanding our limitations, it only helps us grow as people and women and makes us better for our community, for our families, for our friends in the end.
Yeah.
Share something.
Yes, in fact, Sara, I was going to say, Sara joined us last year at the retreat.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, tell us more.
I have a different perspective than these ladies just because they planned it and they were in the logistics mode. And for me, it was, I am in the business of retreats, so I got to step back and just participate. And it was so amazing. I've had only been, it's a wave camp, so surfboard riding, and I had only been riding my surfboard for a year. So I was wondering, like, can I hang? What's this going to be like? What if all the other girls are amazing? And I'm like getting in the whitewash. But to echo what Megan was saying, it's an amazing opportunity to get in a group of other women and just try. And also it's a really safe location. So I think those two things together, like knowing that there was a safe location, there was a team that was looking out for me there, and then also that I was just on the water with people who really were excited to be learning new skills and trying new things and supporting each other. It was so, I have goosebumps right now talking about it. It was so fun. And I've stayed in touch with a lot of the gals since then. I felt like it did wonders for my kiting. It just made me feel more calm and confident in some bigger ways that I otherwise would have tried to do if it was just me and my partner, for instance, going out. So from a participant plug, it was a really amazing experience.
Oh, I'm so glad that you enjoyed it, Sarah, because we certainly loved putting it on. There's magic inside of women-only events. Yeah. And if you have not yet experienced them, ladies, then this is your year. We've got a lot of really good events that are coming up, including Megan's Wave Camp, which is, I believe, April 7th
through 14th.
April 7th through 14th, and there's still spots available. We will put a link here in the comments, and also stay tuned for maybe some emails giving you guys more information about that. And yeah, your wave riding will improve like legit. You will get so good at it, and you're gonna feel awesome. So highly recommend. And we can come back to talk a little bit more specifically about, and if you girls have any questions, some of you are watching live or even later on, you can type in a question about the wave camp or anything about women's kiteboarding events and retreats in general. Now, continuing on the love and the spirit and the soul, we're really lucky to have Sarah with us today, and she's an expert in this matters of the spirit and the soul, really, truly. And her company, Hello Soul, is, no pressure. Yeah. Just be amazing, Sarah. Tell us more about the soul side and the spirit side of women coming together. The skill side is amazing, but let's hear about the soul side.
I think the thing that's standing out for me right now the most is that like the importance of hitting a pause button in your life, to take time to step back and to reassess. And I think that for me, and I would imagine for a lot of people here, we are in and out of our communities. We're in and out of certain phases of our life. And the points where I feel like, oh yeah, everything is right in the world again, are the times immediately following connecting with women. Just from shared experience and the opportunity to give voice to some of the things that are within us that we're churning on, that we're considering, either in reconciling where we've been in our past or in moving towards where we want to go in the future. I feel like women's, whether it's women's circles or women's groups or retreats or whatever it is, there's just a real brilliant magic to hitting the pause button and coming into that space. Two, I think, and Laurel will get to some of the equality work that she's been focusing on for this year, but I do think that there is, and Megan, you said it too, about women falling together. There's an interesting dynamic to women, or even just that feminine quality, whether or not you're identifying as male or woman, but this is feminine quality of coming together to raise everybody. And when you let yourself be a participant to that and give yourself the opportunity to fall out of your daily norm and the patterns and the habits that you set up for yourself, I think there's magic in that. You get to kind of shake yourself down a little bit and very clearly see in the support of other people what's not working for you anymore, and how can you step into that truer, better, more inspired, authentic, however you want to say it, version of yourself. So I run retreats, but it'd be lovely to see you guys on my retreats, but just
Hello Soul.
Hello Soul.
Hello Soul.
But as a plug for just taking the time to back up and take space, whether that's, to improve your kiteboarding or to just sit with any aspect of yourself that's feeling like it needs to be looked at or given some love. Just that's my plug. And if you're interested in any of the science of that, leave a message in the comments and I can send you guys some articles on the neuroscience behind taking a break.
Yeah.
I will certainly be leaving a comment. And speaking of comments, you know, if you're enjoying this, or maybe if you can think of a girlfriend that you would love to share a women's wave camp or freestyle camp or something with, just share this video with her, and hopefully we'll get some of you ladies to, just be together and be active and be doing things like on Megan's camps. You know, because both these women are incredible yoga instructors. So we have, like, you start your morning in nature with like dolphins and birds, doing yoga on the beach every day. Like, and that's like how you start it. And then, just having like the surfing, walking to the surfing, really being immersed in nature and being together.
And a time to disconnect, I think, as well, from our phones, from computers, from everything, so we can really, you know, delve deep into whether we're practicing our craft, being kiteboarding, or whether we're just there to sit with our thoughts. It gives us, you know, time to do that. And
to like nourish yourself, because I think like part of it too, it was funny actually, Megan's camp, I left feeling like, oh yeah, this is how I felt in my 20s, like I went for it the whole time. And it was just fun to reconnect. I mean, I have a daughter now and a business and all of that, life has happened and it's all very good, but it was nice to connect back in with like, oh right, this is who I am when all those things go away, and just to note what those pieces were, and to be okay with sitting in my cabin looking at the ocean, reading a book for a couple hours in the afternoon. Like,
I think that we don't give ourselves that enough. Like we feel that maybe we're being selfish, or we're not, you know, we're not taking care of what we need to be taking care of. And, you know, where in that moment, when we make that conscious choice, what we need to take care of is ourselves. So just sorry to be.
That's exactly
I agree so much with it.
And I know that when we were, you know, last year when Aaliyah and I were doing some, you know, digging into our community and trying to figure out what are women kiteboarders struggling with, how can we support these ladies, a reoccurring theme was really like feeling guilty about the time to just go kiteboarding, let alone, you know, to go to a week-long retreat or a weekend retreat. So ladies, part of this Valentine's self-love message is take time and honor that time for you. Reading, doing yoga, going kiteboarding, you deserve it. And that, taking that time and like stepping back, then will give you the energy to go out and do incredible work.
Absolutely.
And I feel very lucky that kiteboarding is my job. And your job, and you're not your job, but you have an amazing job. It's your passion. So, and I just wanted to also share the love with some of the other professional women who are also organizing women's only kite camps, like Sensi Graves and Colleen Carroll. They've got a camp coming up also in April in Mexico, more of a freestyle based camp. Chelu Gardi from Kite Sisters, and all the other ladies who are, you know, putting really their hearts and souls and their business model into providing these opportunities. One of our board members, Shelby, is organizing a really neat event in Israel on the Red Sea in Eilat in June. And we have a community resource for our group, which is a Google Calendar with all of the camps that we know of. So if you ladies know of a women's only camp, just do us a favor and send one of our board members. We're all admins here on, or moderators here on the Facebook group. Send one of us a message, and Gigi Santos, our wonderful board member based in Texas, will put that up on the global calendar. So yeah, I think we're doing pretty good on time. So before we close and talk a little bit more deeply about the project that I'm going to be focusing on with my volunteer work here at the Women's Kiteboarding Collective, ladies, do you want to say more about why women's camps and wave riding is fantastic and you should all come to Baja and go kiteboarding with Megan this year?
I think we've said it. I mean, it's just it's an amazing experience. It's something that is so dear to my heart, whether it be running kiteboarding events here in Los Barriles, or, you know, running week-long events in the Pacific Baja remote area. It's just it's a beautiful experience all around. And wave riding, if you haven't tried it, is fantastic as well. And you don't have to have been on a surfboard before. We've had women come that have only been on twin tips and bring their twin tips, and then if they feel comfortable, you know, progress onto it. And that's the great thing, is you move at your own pace, and we get to decide that. And I think that's super, super important.
Yeah, I think that is a great point to reiterate, is that, like, because at our camp last year, there was people who've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
And really talented. And
Yes.
then there were two people who not really
Never,
ever done it.
yeah.
So to me, and I was really impressed with those ladies, just to know that this is something that they wanted to do and to commit to taking the time to figure it out. I was really impressed by that. And so, yeah, I think that's a point to reiterate, is that for me, at least when I saw Wave Camp, I was like, oh, I have to get to a certain level so I can hold my own and not completely yard sale everywhere for everyone to see. But it really wasn't the vibe. It was so inclusive and welcoming of all different abilities and really curated to that, which is unique, I think.
And when you do yard sale, you just go onto the sandbar. There's no reef. It's
bar.
like super safe.
Yeah.
And Megan's incredible team of really kind and inclusive and experienced and caring and safety-minded team members are all there to like help pick up the pieces for you. So you can really
we'll get your board, we'll pick up your kite, and get you back on the water. So it's pretty full service.
Yeah, it's awesome. And like just in the same way that with our sport, it's really valuable to push your level. Right now with our quality work and the mission that we really have to make this world more equal, more inclusive, safer, and just more amazing for all human beings and sentient beings. Dolphins are not excluded from this. So basically part of once I decided that I was going to step back from actively coaching as much this year, I said, well, what am I going to do? And I took time, I did soul searching, and it really became clear to me that what I'm very, very passionate about, putting my work hours into this year, is really addressing some issues of equality. So looking at the kiteboarding industry that I've been so blessed to be in as my profession for almost the last 20 years, it's coming up on 19 years this year. We've really never been able to bring our wages and our opportunities up to par with the men in our industry. So I'm going to be digging deeper into looking at the gender pay and opportunities gap that exists inside of the kiteboarding industry. And that could be for, professional riders, competitors that are not professional but just want to get out and have fun and enjoy being competitive. Looking at how we're represented in the media, and then really digging in as well to women in leadership roles in our industry. So, and then once we see kind of like more details about where we are, working with the leaders in the industry who at the moment are, probably off the top of my head, 80% male. Getting them really engaged to say, yeah, we want to be inclusive, we want to be diverse, we know that companies with women in leadership positions perform better, and we want to really honor and support the women in our sport. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm going to be working on. And thank you so much, Laura, for chiming in. And I don't know if you're here in Baja or up in Oregon right now, but you're one of the women who's been in it with me since the beginning, and also really pushing hard to host a lot of women's camps. So we appreciate it. Send us your camps, send us your dates so that we can get those on the global calendar. So I think we're about to sign off. I'm going to get to work on getting the website updated, doing a little bit more of the communications so that we can, fill these women's camps and continue this incredible work that we're on together and this path that we're on. So what do you think, girls?
Yeah, hope to see you out there.
All right.
Happy kiting.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us, and appreciate you all. Enjoy your work on your Workday Wednesday. Make sure to also advertise any work you're doing as a comment on the dedicated Workday Wednesday post. And thanks for being here. Much love, ladies.